Hi, today I'm joined by Tim Taylor from eyworks. So Tim, we're talking about software and utilising software, and something that I often see is people they want the software, but they're quite nervous about how to adopt it and how to bring it in. So, I mean, how do you find that when you're out bringing software into settings?
Yeah, Leah, it's a great question. Software adoption is probably the most important part of the rollout of any software system. Sometimes we find that the buying decision might be made by someone in a central office role or an admin type role. And then, of course, the cascade of rollout goes down to the nurseries directly.
So it causes a lot of stress.
It does indeed, yeah. So putting a plan in place is really important.
Yeah.
And look, if you want to utilize the software to its maximum, you need to adopt it in the right way. So look, we try and guide nurseries who take our software around putting in super users, almost that central team who'll act internally as that buy-in almost on the adoption, maybe oversee and plan who's going to do what when. We always try and put a plan in place of timing so that there's deadlines to work to, otherwise things can drift. And really, it's about training the right users, whether it's a central trainer team, whether it's training the staff directly who are going to be using it day to day, because you need to understand who needs to know what from a supply delivery perspective so that they can work in the nursery and utilize the software to its best bet.
I guess the software can do so much for you now. There's no point in kind of showing everyone everything. And also if you do that, then actually you're going to probably get less buy-in by some people who are just going, this is too much. You know, I don't even know where to start with this.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes it's that scenario, if you try and train everyone on everything, the bits they remember are the bits they don't need, and the bits they forget are the bits they need to do day to day. So that super user group's so important there in terms of role identification. Who needs to do what when, and that's where our training plan can come into place to support that, and we can bring the right people in at the right time to say that this is the area that you need, and maybe centralized reporting. They don't need to know that, but they put the data in, so the team who needs that data can get that out.
And that's the way to do it. And how do you cope on the ground with people who maybe aren't willing to adopt it? Do you find you get them to come around to you eventually?
Yeah, we monitor usage with our platform. There's certain kind of metrics that we're looking for within certain bits of our software platform. And if bits aren't being used in the way that we'd expect, it's kind of going back to that super user group in the first instance around understanding why. It might be that they've adjusted their timings and not told us. It might be that they just need a bit more support or training there. And the aim really is to make sure those key metrics are in place because, as I said at the start, if people adopt the software in the right way, they get best value and maximize their use of the platform.
Yeah, you want continued adoption because the first few months can be very, very tough. But then in most cases, they find they much prefer it. But you've got to make sure you keep them there trying it long enough to really get on board with it, don't you?
Definitely, yeah. Definitely.
Well, I hope you guys found that useful. If you have any questions, please drop them below and we'll see you again soon.